Okay, so today we are going to be working with problems using elapsed time. You can use this in real life when you need to know what time your practice starts, what time special starts, or how much time until school is over. This is really important and you will use it forever. Today you're going to be measuring time, working with intervals of time. You have worked with measurement before, like for example measuring something like this paper. So our first problem is school starts at 7:45 a.m. every day. You go to lunch at 11:30. How much time will it be until you go to lunch? So our first method is the linear model approach. The first thing I'm going to do is draw our timeline. So I'll write 7:45 a.m. right here on our start time, and I'll write 11:30 right here on our end time. So we need to get to 60 minutes because 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So to do that, we have 7:45. So let's subtract 45 from 60, which gets us 15 minutes. So we have to add 15 minutes to make an hour. So when we add those 15 minutes, we get 8 a.m. So let's do an arch right here. And write 8 a.m. By getting this new hour, it will help us to add easier. So we'll write 15 minutes up here because that's how many minutes it took to get to our new hour. Now we're going to skip count to 11 o'clock. So how did we get from to 11 from 8? We subtracted. So let's subtract 11 minus 8. I'm sorry, I think I messed that up. What I was trying to say is we got to our new number, which was 8. And the next hour that we're going to get to is 11 o'clock. So how many hours does it take to get to 11 from 8? So we can do that by doing what's 11 minus 8 equals 3. So we'll write 3 hours up here because that's how long it took to get to 11. But we're not done yet because we still have this 30 minutes up here. So let's draw another arch to get to the 11:30, and then we can write 30 minutes up here because that's what we ended up having left. So now let's add our hours and minutes together to see how much elapsed time there was. So we had 15 minutes plus 30 minutes, which equals 45 minutes. And for hours, all we had was 3 hours. So the total elapsed time was 3 hours and 45 minutes. So that's how long it took from when school started to get to lunch, which was at 11:30. And this was our linear model. Okay, so now let's go into our second method, which is the make 60 approach. The first thing I'm going to do is make my chart. I'm going to write in hours right here, going to write in minutes here, and this one I'm going to title What's Going On. And that's going to be for like what's going on with our time as we take different steps. So our start time is 7:45. So I'm going to write in 7 right here because the 7 represents the hours in 7:45, and 45 represents the minutes in 7:45. And that is our start time. We need to get to 60 minutes because 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So to do that, we have 7:45. So let's subtract 45 from 60, which equals 15 minutes. So we have to add 15 minutes to make 1 hour. So when we add those 15 minutes and we get AM, we'll have to regroup because that 60 minutes turns into 1 hour. So we're going to put 0 minutes because we didn't have any, and when we regroup that, that turned into 8 AM. So remember how we skip counted on our last method to get to 11 AM, and we said it was 3 hours from 8 to 11? So we'll add 3 hours. Yeah, we'll add 3 hours because that's how long, that's how long we said it took to get from 8 to 11. So it is 11 AM, and we didn't have any minutes. But we can't forget about the 30 minutes that we still have up here. So let's add 30 minutes to what's going on column and write 30 minutes in our minutes column. And we're just going to bring the 11 down right here because nothing changed with that. So let's add the numbers in the what's going on column. So we have, let's start with minutes. We have 15 minutes plus our 30 minutes, which that equals 45 minutes. And we only had 3 hours. So our elapsed time was 3 hours and 45 minutes, just like our last problem. Now, the method that I liked using, that I thought was easier for me, was can't find what I did with it, was the linear model, the one with the timeline. That made more sense to me, and I feel like I could, here it is, I found it. It was easier for me, and I guess I'm a visual learner, and it was just easy to have these arches, and I could actually see it. So this is the method that I would choose.